Yeah! Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to Fairface Fail Productions. Alright, today we are out here at, what is this? Horseshoe something? Golden Horseshoe OHV area out in, up in Breckenridge area. So, we've been trying to get out here for a while. The weather has not been cooperative at all here recently, so we finally got out here when it was in pouring rain or hailing or some other dumbness. So yeah, we're just kind of exploring around. I've never been in this area. Out today on the DR350, and my buddy Ford is out on his brand new Beta 390. Supposedly there's some single track out here. No idea where. But this road is actually pretty entertaining as it is. Already got some puddles. Oh, I was saying, you feeling good with that?
Yeah.
I wasn't confident. Okay, let's hit it and quit it. Okay. Go, go, go! Whew! She is a lot heavier than my Beta. Oh, shit. I break my decomp lever? Well, if that's stuck open, that's not good. I won't run. It's not good. I don't know how that could have gotten messed up. I didn't fall on that side. All right, guys. So we got kind of back down that, and couldn't get my bike started. And when I tipped it over, I literally hit the only thing on this bike that will disable it pretty much. I wouldn't say the only thing, but I managed to hit the decomp lever down here at the top of the cylinder head. I bent the bolt in a little bit and it wouldn't release the decomp. So had to bust out the trusty tools and fix that, and hopefully she'll start now. I was wondering why I couldn't bump start it on the way down. That would be why. Alright. First kick. Salvage the day. I was kind of worried there for a second. How don't know where this bike found its newfound balls at, but it is rather torquey today. What I will say is this 13-tooth sprocket on the front is absolutely beautiful. Whew. That's okay. Okay. God, this thing, it's got low end torque, like no 250. Just a little mountain goat. Probably make sure Cole's making it. You want to go first? Yeah. Ah, okay. I see how it is. $11,500, that's why we can't breathe. Yeah. Woo! Alright guys, we made it to the end of one trail that we need to ride all the way back on to find the other trails. So we'll get to the main point of this video today. Maybe, we'll see. So my main point is best mods for an old dual sport. Maybe I've talked about this before, but we'll do a dedicated video. I probably don't have a super long list for this one, but I'll just talk about the things that I really love that I've done with the DR350. So my favorite mod, I think, that I've done to this bike thus far is the handlebars. Relatively inexpensive and effective, and we've talked about this a little, but the handlebars are easily one of my favorite things that I have modified or changed. You know, the old 90s freaking handlebars, you know, they're real narrow, real bad sweep, they don't bend up very high, and so I went to Tusk Chubb, thicker bars with, of course, the 1.5-inch riser, and it's like a different bike. Your handling is much better. I feel like I have better control, and there's a lot less vibration from the engine to your wrist. First bought this bike, I kind of thought that was going to be a problem, it being real kind of vibration-y, if you will, and boy, it kind of was. And now with the new grips, the new handlebars, like all that stuff, it feels almost like a totally different bike. Second, probably favorite mod that I've done thus far is not die. Woo! Every time I talk, I swear. Hopefully that didn't hit anything too terribly important. So my second favorite mod that I've done so far is the 13-tooth front sprocket, actually. So before power mods or anything else, this bike definitely feels pretty gutless. Yeah, I wouldn't say pretty gutless. It just feels like there's nothing to it. There's no power band, there's no nothing, and it feels very bland. Boy, changing it to a 13-tooth front sprocket, talking about making all the difference in the freaking world. It's torqueier, you know, it's feels pretty good. And on the road, it's still comfortable to do 65. So that's a huge mod if you've got an old Dual Sport that, you know, it's geared too tall and it feels terrible off-road. Drop down a sprocket or go up a size in the rear. Could totally change how you ride it. Prepare to get what? Easy, boy. That a boy. Yeah. All right. So we're talking about favorite things that I have done to old Dual Sports. I think I left on foot pegs, maybe. You know, I'm gonna go, and this may be self-explanatory because it kind of goes with all things bike in general, but I'm gonna go ahead and say tires, and I'm gonna lump in there because, you know, you buy an old Dual Sport, you don't want to spend a lot of money, and you just kind of assume that the tires that you get, you know, you don't figure you're going to be buying new ones right away. But a lot of times, you know, these bikes sit for a long time, or maybe there were more streetable tires. But an important thing to consider is the tires, because if you got crappy tires and you riding out on this, then you're not going to have an enjoyable experience. Like, you know, you got to have the whole package: gears, handlebars, tires, good everything. Otherwise, one thing can really ruin your day. That might be single track right there. Let me go check it out. Certainly looks like it. All right. On some single track. All right, DR350 single track day. Now, I've been more and more impressed with this bike the more that I get to ride it and kind of adjust things. Ha! Nice! I didn't think you were going to make that. Alright. Just getting his dirt legs today. It's good shit. 2 kicks, real hot, through single track. I think this is Ford's first ever single track. For sure, his first single track on his Beta. Chicken out. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated. All right. Tree 1, ferret face 0.
Okay, write that on 3. 1, 2, 3.
So the next great thing you can do to your lovely dual sport is not engine mods. Everybody always wants to go after engine stuff. They'll buy an old DRZ and, you know, you need to have it running good. But, you know, if it's running good and you don't need more power, what you need is a better suspension. That's true of this bike and a lot of others. So, you know, especially it's from the 90s or early 2000s, best to go through and refresh the suspension. New springs, new everything else, set it up to your rider weight, all that fun stuff. Best thing you can do for a bike. As I was saying, suspension. So, refresh your suspension, get some new springs, do some nice things for yourself, and that's really the best way to take care of your bike in the long term. Not to mention, that's what really helps you kind of off-road. I mean, I wouldn't say that, you know, suspension by itself makes you a absolutely amazing rider, of course, but it's something that I feel helps more than power. Power rarely, if ever, is something that you need more of. Another good thing to make your old dual sport run real good is a proper jetting for your altitude. Now, you know, you may not need that, but that's a real important one, especially for me. Like, the bike's really got to be properly jetted. Ooh, cool. Look at these. I love abandoned buildings. So, my point to this video, because I knew we were going to hit some single track today, was, you know, these are the things that you can kind of do to make a dual sport ready for being very enjoyable on single track. You know, the DR350 is not light. It's a 286-pound bike, although, you know, it's lighter than newer 250s, so or around the same, I guess, and, you know, you get a 350 out of it, I guess. But, you know, nonetheless, like, this whole dual sport, you know, I've done a lot of riding on the Beta on single track and this, and I enjoy both. The Beta's a little bit lighter, flickable, but this is doable and lots of fun. But you do your suspension, get the bike running good, refresh everything on an old bike. You know, you put work into it, but I can tell you, it's real satisfying. You know, I put a lot of work into this little 350, and it's enjoyable to ride, it's fun to ride, it's easy to kickstart. I've kicked it real hot on single track today, and really no problem starting. I even smashed the decomp lever thing, and we fixed that real quick. Like, this is a tough little bike. These old bikes really just, you know, I'm constantly more and more impressed, because this was a bike that I really turned down years ago because, oh, it's the old 90s dual sport. And that's kind of a real bad mentality to have. Like when you really look at it, technology hasn't changed much for dual sports. You know, weight's a thing, and engines change a little bit or get water cooled, but at the end of the day, like, it's got the power that it's got, and it's got the suspension that it comes with. But the technology really, you know, you still have new modern bikes that are rod dampened forks. So, I mean, you gotta, this has kind of been my series of, you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have a lot of fun out here, as hypocritical as it is owning a Beta and riding with another guy on a Beta. And, you know, it's the skills of the rider that really matter. Because, you know, I've fallen today. I've made some dumb mistakes. We haven't been out riding because of work or weather for about, I don't know, close to 2 months. God, it's terrible. You know, you get your legs real quick. There's nothing wrong with falling. There's nothing wrong with having a bike that you can beat on a little bit more and feel comfortable full sending it, versus, you know, not wanting to break your big expensive bike or whatever. So, you get out on a DR350, it can do it all. I have no complaints. You know, I'm a small dude. I 5'8" and about 170 pounds. Well, you want to flip around and do a drag race? All right, drag race time. I lost. All right, let's try this again. Ah! 70. I was 60. You know, it's not as bad as I thought it would, but we should technically switch bikes, but I'm not going to today. But that was for fun purposes. But I hope you all enjoyed. We'll catch y'all next time on Fairface Trail Productions, where we do scientific things like race a Beta 390 2021 and in a, you know, shitty old 1990 DR350. So we'll catch y'all next time. You have a good one.